Hi, everybody. Welcome back to School of Scarlett. Today, I'm going to be talking about the number one life changing thing that you can do in your life to have a complete shift. So, you might see a lot of videos about life changing this, life changing that. But this video, what we're talking about in this video, is truly life changing. If you can encompass what I'm talking about here, your life will shift drastically, and it'll shift in a way that it will be peaceful. It will be literally heaven on earth. So, I want to talk about transcending duality, how to transcend duality. What if you didn't have to label things anymore? What if you didn't have to label anything of any kind? It can get quite exhausting for oneself to label everything good, bad, right, wrong, light, dark, etc. That can get quite tiring. And we find ourselves, especially right now in today's climate, world climate, that everything has to have a label. We see so much division because literally everybody is labeling things right or wrong, and they have these different opinions about it. And it's almost like we're forced to also take a side, but you don't have to be. You can totally transcend that whole thing. And the way that you do that is accepting what is. When weather happens, for example, let's say, it was really sunny when I came out here. Now it's a little bit cloudy. What if it started raining on me? Everything seems to want to be labeled. As humans, we want to say, oh, that's good, that's bad, that the sun's out, it's too hot, it's too cold, it's rainy, I can't do this. But essentially, the weather itself, the sky itself, is not judging it. It does not care. It does not have an opinion or a judgment on whether a weather that happens is good or bad. And that's what we truly have to have in our own lives. Really being like the sky, really being like the weather itself, not really caring or, having an opinion about whether something is good or bad, rather accepting it as it is, accepting as it is, just whatever it is the way that it is. So that can be easier said than done, but the more that we abide in that energy, we truly transcend duality. Duality is all about judgment. It's all about, labels, all of those things. To transcend into the 5D is more about accepting what is, seeing everything as one, really seeing that everything is happening for its highest good. So there's nothing to really label here. And at some level, everything, all of those energies really get blurred, and you don't really see any difference between this tree and myself or anything else. And I know that can sound quite strange if you haven't experienced that, but there is a level of reality where that is truly experienced. And at that level of reality, everything is perfect, and this is heaven on earth right here and now. So the 5D or heaven on earth or any of these places are not somewhere separate from you. They're right here. And it's just a matter of going into that level of consciousness, going into that level of awareness within oneself. Um, when we're judging, when we're putting labels on things, and we're, having these very strong opinions about them, we're actually resisting reality. And when we're resisting reality, that can cause a lot of suffering. And when we're in suffering, this doesn't feel like heaven on earth. It truly can even feel like hell. It can feel like you're in a hellish realm the more that you're in resistance. But the more that you can accept what is and see the beauty in what is here and now, the more that you experience heaven on earth, and it reveals itself more and more to you. So it's all about truly accepting those reflections. So one of the things that I'm seeing right now in my mind's eye is like a mirror. So a mirror will simply reflect the image that it sees in front of it. It has no opinion about it. It doesn't try to change it. It simply reflects. And that is truly a metaphor for how we can be where we're transcending duality. What we're seeing it clearly. We're not trying to change it. We're not trying to label it good or bad. We're simply being the observer of the thing that is happening. So, whatever is happening is happening. It's not because it's happening to us. It's not that we have to label that this is happening to us and that's why it's bad. We're truly seeing this from an observer lens. And one of the main ways that you can think of it is a mirror, because a mirror is not judging anything. It's also not trying to change anything. So when you catch yourself observing things and wanting to change them or wanting to label them, condemn them, resist them, know that you are throwing yourself back into the 3D. Know that you are throwing yourself back into a state of suffering. Whereas if you just accept what is being mirrored to you and you just see it as it is, you're moving more and more to the state of 5D, to transcending duality, non duality, and seeing things truly for what they are. And in that state of being, the more that you accept them, the more that you get to see the beauty in them. And heaven on earth is revealed to you. So the other thing that I'm seeing right now is, truly that whole thing with the weather. I'm seeing someone like it's raining and they're saying, it's raining, it's messing up my day. Why is this happening to me? So nothing that is truly happening is happening to you. It's just happening. Nothing's happening to you. It's just simply happening. And the more that you can see it that way, the less that you get pulled into these stories. So we have a lot of stories that have come up in our reality, in our life. Maybe they, happened as young as childhood, where we begin to think certain stories about ourselves, and these stories become our reality, and they become so real that at some point we really truly think it's true. We begin to believe things like, it always rains on me when I have to do something important, or I have bad luck, or, the rain means bad luck, or whatever. You've put labels and stories to the things and to yourself. And when you do this, it truly speaks into existence those stories to be true. You have so much power in the tongue, in your speech. Spelling, speaking is truly that kind of spell that you think about when you hear of storytelling and all that, or not storytelling, but um, all of the fairy tales and stuff like that, putting a spell on someone like a witch would do. Um, that's the power that you have in your tongue. When you speak something, you believe that to be true and it manifests into the physical reality around you. So watch what you think, because what you think becomes what you speak, and what you speak becomes reality. So those are the things that you need to look out for. Are you speaking things over your life that are creating a reality that you don't want for yourself? So watch what you're speaking, because those things can oftentimes be programs, be patterns that you just repeat unconsciously without being aware of them. And they are literally creating the reality that you are experiencing. And then you wonder why these things are happening to you. It's because you've literally created them. That's the power that you have. We all have this power. No one has something that someone else doesn't. We are all one. We are all the same in that way. So we all have this immense power to do that. So are you going to use your power to create stories of, suffering, or are you going to use your power to create stories of beauty, of heaven on earth, of, peace and love and all of these great things? So you have that power, and you do it simply by deciding what world you're going to be in. Are you going to be in the world of the 3D, where you're judging, where you're creating labels for absolutely everything that happens in your life? Or are you going to accept what is and see it for what it is and allow it to show you, by just being the observer of it, and then seeing it so deeply that it is actually so beautiful that it's heaven on earth? So, transcending duality is something that you can really do, especially if you are on this video. It's not a coincidence that you're here. It's not a coincidence that you're interested in this video or what I speak about. You are truly moving in a way spiritually that is revealing this to you more and more. There was a time in humanity that no one could comprehend this. And the more that I speak with people, the more that I see, what kind of content and things are out there, we can truly see that people's consciousness, people's awareness is waking up to this. There was a time that only sages, monks, spiritual beings that had been so called awakened or enlightened had these sorts of talks or could speak on these sorts of things. But now we see that, lots of people have these experiences and are having this heaven on earth experience right here and now. So, transcending duality, if you're here on this video and you're hearing this and you're resonating with this, just know that you are already transcending duality in doing that, because you have it in your mind that that is happening, that that is a possibility. And the more that you have experiences in your life that might even trigger you, you'll be also triggered in a way to accept. And at some point, so many triggers will happen that you will just have to surrender and accept. Life will humble you in that way. And at some point, you will be so humbled that you won't be able to react. And you'll have to sit back and accept. And as you do that, that's when this world will open up for you and you'll be able to see non duality. And there's really nothing that's changed in anything in your reality. Everything actually stays the same. But what changes is in your consciousness, in your awareness, in how you perceive things. And you step back and you become the observer of reality. And in that, this whole world transforms. It's really something quite magical, yet nothing really changed. So that is the cosmic joke of everything about these, awakenings and things. It's like you think something's going to really happen, but nothing really happens. It's a change in your level of perception. So I hope that you got something from this video, that you will begin to kind of sit back as things happen and just see them for what they are. Just as if it were to rain right now, we just see it that it's raining. It's not raining because, I have bad luck. It's not raining because I did something wrong. It's not raining because it's bad or good or any of that stuff. It just is. And so is everything else. So that is the message that I wanted to share with you today. If it did resonate with you in some way, even if you don't know how, leave me a like down below so I know how this message is resonating with you. If it spoke to you in some sort of way and you want to share with me in the comments, please share down below. Leave me a heart. I really appreciate getting all of your messages, emails, support, all of that sort of thing. If you are interested in partnering with me for a one-on-one session or for my latest course, the Unconditional and Unbothered course, I would encourage you to check out my description where I have all of my information in there on how to sign up. Right now, I'm offering a course. It's called the Unconditional and Unbothered course. And this course really goes along with what I'm talking about here in this video. See, there is a level of reality where you can unconditionally love everything. And that is also a space where you can be so unbothered that it doesn't matter what happens in this world. You are so grounded that you are at peace no matter what happens. Everything truly is what is, and you don't have to label it. You don't have to take it personally. You don't have to do any of that stuff. It truly just happens, and things move, and life is the way that it is. There's nothing for you to do. It's quite easy to live like this. Life was never meant to be hard. It's quite easy. So if you are interested in this course, if you're interested in, non-duality and truly existing at a state right now that's very, very much needed, especially with, people feeling at peace, but then they turn on the news and suddenly they're thrown into so much drama and they get triggered once again into so many different things. If that is you, I would really encourage you to sign up for this course. This is an easy two-part course. Generally I make my courses a lot longer, but I've done this one specifically to reach more people. This course is being offered on Saturdays and it is a live Zoom course. This course is really tailored to activate the unconditional and unbothered state within you. So if that is speaking to you now, it's important to listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, and go ahead and just send me an email to schoolofscarlett@gmail.com with the subject line saying unbothered. Forget about even putting anything else into the email. Send that off, and I will go ahead and get you enrolled in the course. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I love you all, and I will catch you on our next video.